I am by no definition of the word an audiophile. My extension isn't even the same. But I do like listening to music and using chat programs like Skype and Discord. And I guess I edit some pretty lame videos from time to time as well. I generally prefer to use speakers for gaming, but if you're the type of person who uses speakers in a group chat, the disrespect. That being said, the headphones I used previously were the V-Moda Crossfade LPs, and those sounded pretty good. They had great bass, good highs and mids, the cable was braided, detachable, and designed in such a way that would help prevent it from fraying when you plug it into a 3.5mm or quarter-inch headphone jack. They included an adapter, the headband has memory foam, and the construction feels rock solid. So, why did I feel the need to kick these in the can, so to speak? These have a vice grip on my head tighter than a 13-year-old discovering pornography. Not to say that I've ever had a 13-year-old vice grip my head or anything like that, but that's not the point. After a mere 30 to 60 minutes of use, I'd experience a head fatigue that doesn't sit well for something that's, well, supposed to sit well. Enter the Beyerdynamic DT 770 Pro headphones. A Beyerdynamic entry, even. They have a closed-back design and advertise a bass reflex technology for bigger booms. The headband is made of metal with plastic joints and wrapped in padded leather that can be removed for easy cleaning. The step adjustment yields some fairly unsatisfying clicks that feel a little too smooth for me, but you can check out the dots on the inner part of the band if you want to make sure each side is even. The drivers are housed in plastic ear cups which have a gray, super soft foam that makes it feel like someone really does care, and the cups themselves are large enough to make any girl jealous. I feel bad for that part. I found that I can wear these headphones for hours at a time and not feel like I need to make the compromise between cutting off my ears and switching to my speakers. Even when I go full-on dork mode, I don't run into any issues with prolonged use. The cable is coiled and terminates in a 3.5mm jack, but they also include a quarter-inch adapter because options are good. Appearances and construction aside, let's listen to how it sounds. They don't do too much in the way of noise cancelling, but it wasn't advertised for that anyway. I also think they lied when they said they included bass reflex technology because I'm not feeling it. Or maybe I'm just spoiled by the Crossfade LP headphones that I'm so accustomed to. Despite this, I can hear details in these that I couldn't in the V-Modas. The highs and mids provide a level of clarity so pristine that if they were a glass door, I would probably walk into it. Again, I find the bass response to be flatter than a 12-year-old Asian boy. Don't look at me like that. I was 12 once, and not totally concerned about my chest size. Seriously though, these were made in Germany. I would have expected more angry out of them. On a side note, oh my god, these headphones feature a resistance of up to 250 ohms. This means you'll need more power to drive them, but the overall sound will present itself more clearly. That being said, you'll want a pretty decent amplifier to drive the 250 ohm variant. The 80 ohm version will do fine without an amp if you don't intend on beating your eardrums as if you were in a war ensemble, and 32 ohms should be perfectly fine for your normal day-to-day use, either at your computer or on a mobile device. Because I'm a rebel, plugging the 250 ohm version into my Samsung Note 4 at max volume gets me an acceptable listening experience, but it leaves me craving more boom. In either case, I'd recommend looking into an amp that can boost bass if you find that you're craving a little more oomph. While I can't say I've had enough amplifiers pass through my hands to confidently recommend a particular model or brand, I can tell you that I'm using the FiO E07K to drive these, and it's working pretty well so far. Now that you've heard all the lovelies, here's the nails on the chalkboard bit. The cable is not detachable. Well, at least it's not intended to be detached. You can certainly try, but I advise against that. If something happens to it, you've got a bad day coming. Next thing, the headphones weigh about 270 grams, but the 3-meter non-detachable cable weighs 6.5 tons. The 80 and 32 ohm versions bear a straight cable, but the 250 ohm has the coil, which means more of the cable's weight is distributed closer to your head. As a result, these headphones can literally make your head spin. I'm actually using a headphone hanger clamped to my desk as a cable crutch. So it's about time to close the curtain. These sound great for highs and mids, the detail is excellent, and I use these whenever I'm editing my anything. The bass is less than what I'd hoped for, but not exactly terrible, or treble, either. To be fair though, I would consider the bass as accurate. It sounds good if you're listening to music with an amplifier, but without one, I would say they probably dropped the ball on dropping the bass on their bass reflex claim. Higher impedance headphones really sing when paired with a competent amplifier, and I've never had a more comfortable can hug my skull. And that's saying quite a lot, because my ex was into some really freaky shit. So that's all I have to say about that. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, share, toss questions down in the comment section below if you've got them. Thanks for watching. My name is Steven, and I am ALittleDIMM. Bye-bye. I am by no definition of the word an audiophile. My extension isn't... Damn it. I am by no definition... This is the first line. They included an adapter. An adapter. They included an adapter. They included an adapter. They included an adapter. An adapter. They included an They included an They included an adapt. What's another word for adapter? These sound great for highs and mids. The detail is excellent, and I use these whenever my what? So that's all I have to say about... What? That's not English.